Hey, what's up, y'all? This your boy K-Rob. I'm checking in with your girl, Tampa, on the industry's most wanted podcast, y'all.
Baby, get ready, cause I'm coming to get all that good love that you've been promising me, baby. If I go slow, let me tell you something. Love that look on your face when I pull in your hair, when I kiss your lips.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your girl, Tampa Mystic, and we are live on the industry's most wanted podcast. Boom! I heard that we got K-Rob in the building. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing good, Tammy. What's going on? Good to see you. Good to meet you.
Let's transfer some good energy. You feel that?
I feel it.
Boom! Appreciate you being here. Go ahead and give us that official introduction.
Hey, well, I'm Kevin K-Rob Robertson. Everybody calls me K-Rob. I hail from Cincinnati, Ohio. Incidentally, wow, the home of so many legendary artists. Namely, and incidentally, I'm related to the Isley Brothers. They're from there. I mean, you got Babyface, Midnight Star, The Deal. You got, the whole state of Ohio. You got the Funk, the Slave, the Ohio Players, the Howard Hewitt, the OJs, et cetera. So James Brown, King Records from Cincinnati, Bootsy Collins. So, yeah.
I'm so glad that you broke that down because I think a lot of the younger generation may not understand how many legends, including yourself, comes from the state of Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, it's often I went away to school in Tennessee, in Nashville, at Tennessee State. But when I went down there, I kind of realized, after meeting people from Detroit, Chicago, New York, how like certain areas, like literally, you're exposed to different types of sounds and music.
100%.
I really wasn't hip to a whole bunch of hip hop at the time.
Yeah.
Or like house music, like brothers from Chicago and New York or Detroit. But yet that deep soul funk.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the Ohio thing.
Listen, absolutely. You and I had a whole discussion before we started. We're somewhat in the same age bracket. Mm-hmm. So I think that you and I probably both grew up listening to a lot of the same music. Mm-hmm. I have a love for a lot of the music that was, 70s on up.
Likewise.
It may be even the 60s.
Likewise.
There's just so much dynamic music that's out there that a lot of the younger generations aren't hip to. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important that they become familiar with it because that is what's going on. That's what paved the way for a lot of artists where they're at today. Would you agree on that?
Oh, I mean, not only that paved the way for a lot of current artists, Tampa, but I think that it's really important. Like if you love music, if you want to be a singer, a producer, I don't know, something in the music industry, just like any other craft, you got to kind of learn from whence things have come.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, a lot of our I would call them our national treasures.
Yeah.
Those are the folks like, obviously like the old school, like the Cab Callaways, Duke Ellingtons, Miles Davis, people like that. But even currently, we still got Stevie with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We still got Stevie. But yeah, it's very, very important to expose, young folks to, some of the people that created the genres.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in all due respect, I'm just, I think I have my own style, but I'm just kind of picking up off where a lot of these other artists have already done and that have inspired me.
Yeah. Were you influenced by gospel music?
You know what? I think I mainly grew up. Now I've sang in the church before.
Yeah.
In the Mount Zion. What's up, y'all? Cincinnati, Ohio. Yeah. I've sang in my church before, but mainly like my parents were mainly like big time jazz. Big time R&B, jazz. I would say predominantly those two genres mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had a heavy influence on you. Your parents did because they were, listening to music that probably influenced you up until today.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I have to say the Isley Brothers too. Like, so Chris Jasper's my mother's brother.
Man.
And Rudolph married my mother's sister. They all grew up together.
That gives me chills. That's so amazing.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, just, watching them and literally sometimes, I have to catch myself because I write a record. It's like a few artists that are in my subconscious all the time.
Yeah.
And they're one of them.
Yeah. That is amazing. Shout out to the Isley Brothers. Yeah. Wow. Like they have hit after hit after hit. Most
Absolutely.
definitely.
Absolutely.
So growing up in Cincinnati, about what age did you go to Tennessee? Was it right after high school?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm from the old school where, like, well, at least like where I grew up, like, hey, you graduate from high school and you go straight to
You
college.
get to getting, yeah.
You go straight to college. So that's what I did. As soon as I graduated, I came down to the TSU, the Tennessee State University in Nashville, Tennessee, Big Blue. Went down there and majored in electrical engineering. It's
Wow.
pretty good in math and science.
Yeah.
So, I just kept it moving.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
No, I think that's really dope. And I just want to touch on something you said a moment ago because it's so funny. I was at the store yesterday doing a little shopping, and there was two other women, the cashier and then another customer in there. And they were having a conversation about their kids. And ironically, all three of us ladies were about the same age and had kids around the
Three
same
young
age.
ladies. Okay. yeah.
Three young ladies, three young vibrant ladies. You know what I'm saying? Them young
Absol-
vibrant ladies.
Absolutely.
But we were talking about how important it is when a child graduates high school that they got to go straight into what they're doing. A lot of them want to take a break. When you take them breaks, a lot of times it becomes a too long of a break. Would you agree with that?
I mean, wow. It's like you're talking about conversations that not only me and my sons, I have three sons that we've had, but me and their friends.
Yeah.
And that's just a thing where ideally you want somebody to continue to just stay in that rhythm. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because like you said, once you get out of it, the year turns into 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
100%.
And it's difficult to go back and, and be, have the discipline and the patience and the stillness to be sitting down reading and studying something. They get used to working and making some money.
There you go.
And sometimes, they can lose focus of the ultimate vision.
Yeah.
Not just making the dollar in the short term, but the long term vision. So
That's right.
that's something I always try to. My sons see this, they're gonna be like, yeah. They hear all the time.
I agree, because once you get out of it, to get back in the rhythm of it, it can be very difficult, and everybody's situation's different. Some
Correct,
people
correct.
can't go straight into
Absolutely,
it because of
absolutely.
life stuff. But if you have that option, by all means, go straight to doing it.
Yeah,
Don't
so-
take no breaks.
So let me throw this out here real quick. So on the college trip, one of the reasons why I'm here, other than being with the beautiful Tampa,
Yeah.
is that I'm a Q. So if y'all don't know what that is, it's a fraternity, Omega Psi Phi fraternity. So we have a big seersuckers and sundress event here in the ATL,
Nice.
which people come across the country to see. But all that being said, in context, what we're saying is like I went straight from high school to college,
Yeah.
and a lot of the things I did during that time, it was just because I, hung in there, and all college kids have their ups and downs.
Yeah.
Hung in there, wound up pledging a fraternity, eventually, and doing a lot of different things. So in my life in particular, it was I'm glad that I just kind of went straight and hung in there and got it done.
So going through college, let's talk about that, because some people, if they haven't been or they went and didn't finish, how did that change your life? How did it help you in a positive way?
God, how long we got? I mean, okay, just I was, I wouldn't say extremely introverted, but kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I was pretty much a bookworm.
Yeah.
Really good.
Were you a nerd? I'm just messing with you.
What? I would say that I was borderline.
I'm just messing with you.
You know what? Hey, if it looks mean anything, I had braces, big glasses. I had all of that. Yeah. But
Well, you're handsome now.
Thank you. Thank you. But I was cool with everybody. I played basketball. I was a good basketball player, so I was cool with the so-called jocks. And
Yeah.
of course, I started to getting into music, and of course, young ladies loved that. So
Yes.
but I didn't have any issues with any of those things. But I was kind of a nerd.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But oh God, I mean, but all that being said, when I went to school. I guess, it sounds cliche, but I went kind of from like a naive kid in a lot of regards to an adult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of the best friends that I still have in my life are still my best friends, that I acquired when I was in college. And I mean, just so many life lessons, Tampa.
So right now, what I want you to do is, it sounds like you have a lot of wisdom. You've probably experienced a lot in your life, right? Give us one gem, one jewel, something that you live by that you want to spread out to the younger generation.
Well, I mean, since we're here, I guess, talking music mainly, whatever, and you're in this business and
Yeah.
have been in this business.
Yes.
I would say, and, just as a segue to what you just said as far as college, I would say to young people, it doesn't have to be college necessarily, but if you're pursuing the music business, while you're doing it, there's nothing wrong with doing other things. There's nothing wrong with going to school.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with, getting some type of other trade or education. I don't think you're missing anything. Some people lead you to believe, hey, if you don't do this all day, every second, you're either not legitimate or you're going to miss something. No, you're not going to miss anything, because the other part of the music business, as you say, is music and there's business.
Yeah.
The business side is that you're going to be an entrepreneur, especially in today's market. You're going to have to do a lot of things that require your own money, okay, your own wherewithal. And if you don't have that, you'll be asking somebody else for it, and you'll realize soon that either they're not going to give it to you, or there are going to be a lot of other expectations because they gave you that money.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to put as much control in your own possession as you possibly can. So there's nothing wrong with going to school. There's nothing wrong with pursuing other types of education while you're pursuing a music career.
It's a great piece of advice. And, the thing about this music business, it's an expensive business.
Absolutely.
So they have to be doing other stuff in order to fund their music career.
Without a doubt.
Until they get to the point where they're getting paid shows, or maybe they're making a lot of streaming money.
Exactly.
So they have to be involved. I'm a big advocate of having multiple hustles. We got to do multiple things.
Absolutely.
What other business ventures outside of music, have you tapped into, or are you maybe interested in tapping into?
Great question, Tampa. Well, I'm a strong believer in multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
And I'm a hustler, and you strike me
I'm
as
a
one
hustler,
of those two.
baby. I just want you to know.
Yeah. So, I say this jokingly, but a lot of, sometimes in the black community, a lot of people call me, they say Jamaicans have a hard work ethic, so they call me, they say,
My business partner's Jamaican, and he jokes about that all the time. When he sees people with multiple hustles, he's like, oh, you must be Jamaican.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But to your question, incidentally, I own the dry cleaners
What?
that I've owned since
Oh, so you
2016.
crispy all the time.
Yeah, I own the dry cleaners, and I'm also a FedEx contractor.
Wow.
But one of the other things that I want to do more of is real estate.
Yeah.
I want to do that. And just as a side note, I'm not going to say the details of this because people from Nashville listen to this, and I want y'all to steal my idea. But I eat a lot of Chinese food.
Okay.
So I have befriended a family that owns a spot, some of their best Chinese food in Nashville.
Oh.
So I've been talking to them about they have one location and expanding into this area that would be very lucrative.
Yes.
So anyway, that's a side note, but those are some of the other things.
I agree with that, because everybody, I don't know anybody who doesn't like Chinese food. Like, because think about before Uber Eats and before, what are all the other ones that are out there? It was pizza and Chinese takeout. That was like the two places that you could order and maybe they would deliver.
Exactly.
So we grew up eating Chinese food and pizza,
Exactly.
Chinese food is never going to go anywhere. And like you said, branching out and taking it into other cities is a phenomenal idea.
Yeah, and the thing about this particular area is that it's just not a lot of it's just not a lot of eateries.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one of the main reasons. And as a side note, that I want to do that.
I agree, man. How did you start a dry cleaning business? What made you decide to get into that? I think it's a great business.
Okay, so I was taking my clothes there, and then one day, over time, I just wound up befriending. It's a Laotian couple.
Yeah.
In the area, I wound up befriending them, and so one day. When I was going to leave, they said, wait a minute, Kevin, we have this other location. Do you want to buy this one? They just threw it out there. I'm
Wow.
like, what? Dry cleaning. I said, I know zero about dry cleaning.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure. Let me think about that. That was in 2013. Okay, so 3 years later, I did my due diligence in 2016. I wound up buying it from them.
Wow.
It's probably one of the most difficult things, especially from the beginning, that I've ever done.
Yeah. Excuse me. Let me ask you this. Do you think purchasing it as an established business up and running was beneficial versus you starting one from the ground up?
Definitely, because they pretty much they pretty much showed me the ropes.
Yes.
You know, without them, I would not have been able to do what I did. So for the record, it's like you can be like any business,
Yeah.
but you can be a business owner and just be like hands off, whatever. No, I was knee deep in it. I mean, literally.
Like, I got to learn this.
Yeah, hands dirty,
Yeah.
pressing stuff.
Yeah.
I used to have burns all up and down my arm. You know,
Wow.
from the presses.
Yeah.
And all kind of stuff. And just as a side note, you own a business is, hiring people and literally, people walking out on you just because they don't feel like doing it anymore.
Yeah.
And you still have to process people's clothes, and it's a whole lot. But it's the machines and the regulation.
Yeah.
For the chemicals, et cetera. But without them, they taught me the ropes. I would not have been as successful as I've been.
And it's, probably great because they had an established clientele already.
Absolutely. Great point, Sam. They definitely did.
That's the hard part, I think, when a lot of people start business, and that's why they're upside down, per se, in the earlier years, is because building a clientele. With anything you do, you have to work hard to get your name and your brand out there. So to step into a situation where they already the clientele, man, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That sounds like the perfect situation. And I love the fact that you adopted, hey, this is my baby now. Let me learn this, everything. You said you were knee deep in it.
Absolutely. I mean, to the point, you got a question about dry cleaning? Shoot, I got you.
So I know you do dry cleaning, but do you also offer full laundry services where people can bring a bag of laundry and you wash it for them?
It's the whole nine. I mean, okay, so essentially dry cleaning, of course, you have the process of dry cleaning.
Yeah.
And then you have wash and fold,
Yeah.
which is a laundry. And then, of course, I do tailoring. So it's dry cleaning, laundry, and tailoring.
That is amazing. I love it because that's a business, in my opinion, that's not going anywhere.
Yes, it's an old business.
Because people always want, their clothes to be crispy, and a lot of people, especially men, no shade, they don't like doing laundry. So they're going to come throw it at you and be like, hey.
That ain't me, man. That ain't me.
So let's go back onto the music side. What are you currently working on right now musically?
Yeah, I definitely got a shout out first before I say what I'm working on. I'm working with, let me back up a little bit. Part of the journey in this business is getting the right people around you.
Absolutely.
Okay, the right team. I have got just a hell of a team. Incidentally, most of these brothers are from the DMV.
Yes.
Brother named Ayers Tongue. Yeah, I'm shouting y'all out. Yeah, Ayers Tongue. Brother named Easy Tommy, who's been a A&R guy. He's responsible for Breaking Bump and Grind by R. Kelly.
Ooh.
He was an on-air.
Ain't nothing
regular
wrong
time.
with it.
Yeah, Beyonce's record, Usher, some of the biggest hits he's responsible for. Another brother named calls himself DJ Dynamite. So it's like another guy named Dean Watkins who's in Nashville.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dean as well. I don't forget about you, Dean. But these guys are really been instrumental in my success currently. So we're working on. But it's like I'm not a big bragger or boaster. I'm the kind of person that I have the confidence.
Yeah.
So instead of talking about it, I just do it. I'm just I'm a doer.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I'm gonna say this record we're doing right now. Actually. My current record is called Slow and Sexy, which you have, but we're doing actually a remix of that one. That's just it's even hotter than the one I gave you in the current version. So that's what we're working on right now.
That is amazing.
A
So
remix.
with the remix, what can we expect different from the original version?
Yeah, sonically, instrumentally, there's some differences.
Yeah.
We're working on a couple big names.
So you're adding a feature on there.
Yeah, we probably had a
So-
big feature to it. So those would probably be some of the main differences.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you think that this time around, recording it the first time versus the remix, do you think that you're going to, not saying you didn't put your all into the first time around, but do you think this time you're even more fired up and more amped up about doing the remix?
Yeah, because even aside from the music, one of the things this I guess getting me fired up with this one is because now I have the team behind me.
Yeah.
So I'm already seeing way into the future.
Yes.
What this record is going to do. Not only this, we got some smash hit. We got some smashes even after this one. But I'm just looking in the future. I mean, that's the kind of way I think anyway. Always looking forward, but I'm seeing forward.
Yeah.
So when I'm singing this record or as we're working on it, it just makes you excited, or all of us excited,
Yeah.
to see the future, because this record's already there's a big time internet station called Soul Cafe Radio. It's out of New York.
Okay.
But it's number 8 on that chart. It's with all the Usher and
Nice.
all the big artists. And then commercial radio was like number 36, I think, last time I saw.
Wow.
But we're working on and anticipating this being a number 1 record.
Man, it will be.
Yeah.
We're claiming it right here, right now. I'm big on putting stuff out there to the universe, you know, because what we put out is what we receive back in.
Absolutely.
Good or bad.
I agree.
What would you say has been like one of your biggest accolades so far throughout your career in music?
I guess, well, do I have to say one?
You can give me 2. That means you're working.
Yeah. Well, 2 of them, I would say, I used to be a regular on this big festival in Mobile, Alabama called the Bay Fest, which, unfortunately, they stopped doing that show. But I did that show every year. So that was not my first time performing, but the first time being literally, like, I had trailers there. My trailer was right next to the Ozzy Brothers, right next to Jill Scott. So, you know, I was able to meet them and talk to people. And so it was my first time really consecutively performing and being right there.
That is amazing.
With all of the most popular artists at the time. You know, as a matter of fact, one of the years, the Ozzy Brothers trailer was next to mine. I just went and knocked on the door.
I know that's right.
Ernie Ozzy opened the door up. And of course, you know, we just sat there and chatted for a long time. I got another quick story about that. First time I met Jill Scott, she you know, she was taking, you know, I already did my little pictures with folks, whatever. And then, you know, I saw her. I said, you know, can I take a picture with you, Jill? She said, yeah. So she told me to come in and make a long story short. It's like I felt like I was a grown man. She made me feel like a little kid.
That is amazing. It's amazing when you get to meet the people that you look up to. And what's even more amazing is when they're receptive and they're kind and they're humble.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes I see videos where some of these newer artists, their head gets too big and people try to approach them and they're like, they push them away. And I'm like, without your fans, who are we?
I don't get that.
I don't understand it either.
I don't get that. But the other thing I would probably, it's just, I would just say, you know, just fast forwarding time, but to right now, it's like I have pretty much done most things by myself.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just a really good feeling to have people that are in your corner, that they believe in you as much as you believe in yourself.
It's a blessing.
And they're like, you know, as we speak right now, I mean, these guys are doing stuff behind the scenes that are helping me move my career forward. So, yeah.
There's a lot of talented artists out there. What sets K-Rob like apart? Not saying that you're better than anybody, but you know, we have to figure out ways to stand out. What makes you stand out in a crowd of other artists?
Good question. You know, I would probably say, I'll say humbly, that I think I uniquely have melodies. You know, I have melodies that are within me that other people don't have. I think that I have a similar but different voice than what other people have. I think you know, I just, you know, maybe from whence I've come. You know, I mentioned where I come from. Like maybe somebody came from LA or New York, you know, they have their own uniqueness. But, you know, not maybe just me, but a lot of people from Ohio, where I come from, there's something different about us, you know, in as far as the way we express ourselves musically. So I would probably say, you know, some of those things.
I love it. And I love Ohio. My mom is born and raised in Columbus, Ohio, and my dad was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio.
Is that right?
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time in my younger years flying up there, and I still have family in Chardon, Ohio.
Chardon? I've never heard of Chardon.
It's more north.
Okay.
And then my grandparents, they lived in a little bitty town called Garrettsville. And I remember going up there when I was little, and there was literally still like Amish buggies riding around, gravel roads, and I think experiencing that gave me a really big appreciation on life, because the Amish, they don't use electricity and they don't have all the luxuries. They don't have cell phones and all that stuff.
Correct.
And seeing that, I think, really humbles you. So I was so glad that I got to experience that. That was amazing. With that being said, Ohio is beautiful. Beautiful state.
Absolutely.
Would you ever move back there?
No.
You said that quick.
Well, because I mean, I live in Nashville,
Yeah,
Tennessee, right now.
yeah.
Nash Vegas, you know.
It's
whatever they
so
call it.
beautiful out there.
It's you know, it's a vibrant town. It's,
Yes.
I think it's a progressive town in a lot of regards. But just for me as a musician, you know, you need that muse. You need those inspirations. And now, all due respect, I'm not saying Ohio doesn't have it. I'm speaking personally. For I guess for some of the goals and objectives that I have.
Yeah.
You know, just that area. Or even like you know, I record a lot in the DMV area, the New Yorks, the LAs.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of give me Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right here. It's kind of, you know, doing feeding those things, if you will.
Absolutely.
A bit more for me right now.
So currently, you're out here in Atlanta. You have an event that you're attending. Do you have anything else going on while you're out here? I know you came to see me, and I'm grateful for
I
that.
came only to see you.
I appreciate. You're gonna make me blush. That is really dope. Anything else that you're working on while you're out here?
Well, I had actually an interview yesterday too.
Oh, okay.
A young brother Jamal from Atlanta Web Radio.
Yes.
Real cool young brother. So I had to sit down with him yesterday.
Amazing.
And of course, I was looking forward to you with you today.
Absolutely.
And of course, you know, just the big frat event, my fraternity event, which people come from across the country.
Where is that taking place at?
Olympic Centennial Park.
Oh, so it's going to be huge.
Oh, it's a huge event.
Wow, that is
huge.
amazing. What time is that taking place so people, you know?
Yeah, I think it starts at 6, I want to say, like
Okay.
6 to 11.
So it's an evening show.
Well, yeah, it's an evening thing. Yeah, it's an
Okay.
evening thing.
That is amazing.
Yeah. You have to come one year.
I absolutely would love to do that. Because I like being in festivals and doing things like that.
Yeah.
I would rather do that than be in a nightclub. Nightclubs are not for me, but
Absolutely.
festivals and live entertainment and stuff is beautiful.
Yeah.
Are you in album mode at all?
Album mode? You mean in terms of like
Working on putting an album together?
Yeah, you know why that's a good question is because ultimately, yes, in terms of putting, working on more records, but it's like, nowadays, or I guess in my experience, it's like one song at a time.
Yes.
So I've been doing one song at a time, but ultimately I should probably have at least maybe about 5 to 6 songs done, I don't know, in the next maybe 6 to 8 months or so.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So maybe an EP.
Yeah, it'd probably be more like an EP. More like an EP.
Tell everybody the most recent single that you put out that they can go check out.
They can go check out Slow and Sexy. Okay.
Sing a little bit of it for us. You know I'm about to make you sing.
Baby, get ready, 'cause I'm coming to get all that good love that you've been promising me, baby, if I go slow. Love that look upon your face when I pull your hair, when I kiss your lips slowly everywhere. Then I pour some honey all up and down, all over your lips.
Lord Jesus. Like hearing you sing it live versus hearing the song, it's like I can see the emotion.
Okay.
Man, that thing, that's fine. But you know what? You're grown and sexy, so you've experienced a lot in your life, so it's easier for you to put them kind of records together.
Sure.
And the ladies love it. Is there a video for it?
We're working on the video.
Okay.
It's going to be we're going to do a video from the remix.
Yeah.
But we're working on that, so it's going to be hot. But, remember, I have this conversation all the time. It's like you say Between the Sheets, Close the Door. I'm naming old school records.
Yeah.
Close the Door, Turn Off the Lights, et
Light
cetera,
a
et cetera.
candle.
Yeah. Yeah, but those records is kind of how I approach, like, I guess, if you were sensuous kind of topics.
Yeah.
It's like I want to write the record where, adults, when they hear it, it's still classy.
Yes.
But if a 10-year-old hears it, they have no idea what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly, because you're kind of talking in code a little bit.
Yeah, you want to make it, you just want to take time to get the point across without, well, this is just my style. Just keeping some class with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there were millions of records I heard as a kid, and I had no idea what they were talking about.
No, absolutely.
But, when you're an adult, you're like,
Oh,
okay,
no,
that's what it was.
I've done that. And I love the fact that you're still making that style of music, because I think that too many people have gotten away from it. Like, you know, a lot of the current R&B that's coming from the younger artists, it's good, but it ain't that kind of good what you were just singing, you know, like we need that grown and sexy kind of music.
You know, and when you ask me what differentiates me, and I can, you know, people have to be the judge ultimately, but that's, you know, the people that I'm crafting or making music or crafting records or making music with, that's what we're all trying to do when it comes to me.
Yeah.
We want to put what you just said back out there into the universe, like, you know, just melodically and just, it's like, it's real R&B, but it's like, you know, all cultures or whatever, ages, whatever, it's something they can appreciate.
100%. Who produced the record?
Okay, the production was a combination of the brother named Eris Tongue.
Okay.
Okay, DJ Dynamite and myself.
So you dabble in on the production side too?
Absolutely.
What do you not do? You dry clean for us. He gonna fold your laundry, ladies. You don't feel like folding your laundry today? Hit up K-Rob. He got you covered for a small fee. That is phenomenal. You're obviously a songwriter.
Yeah.
Gosh. Do you engineer as well?
I do not engineer.
Okay.
That's one thing I
you leave
don't
that
do.
to someone else.
Yeah.
Because that's,
I leave that to other people.
man, that's so tedious, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tedious, and I mean, it's just, you know, it's just a skill set that I've never acquired.
Yeah.
But trust you me, though, Tampa, like into the future, I do plan on having my own little studio, which I don't have currently, but I do, and as much as I can in my ability, I'm going to do at least some, you know, things in the beginning to do that. But hey, this is not a prideful thing at all. I'll gladly hand that over to somebody else to get the best quality sound that we need.
Absolutely, and stuff like that, it definitely comes in due time.
Absolutely.
You can't jump in the music business and all of a sudden you got this beautiful studio and like it comes, you know, in time. You know, we have to trust the process and not rush the process, right?
Exactly.
So we can potentially anticipate an EP or an album from you, you know, maybe a little bit later down the road, you know, later this year. Tell everybody where they can follow you at, most importantly, because they need to, you know, keep up with your movement, what you got going on, whether you have a website, all your social media, where can they follow you? Yeah,
they can follow me on IG at K-Rob Music. That's at KROB Music. My website is www.krobmuse.com. That's www.krobmuse.com. And Facebook as well at K-Rob Music.
I just knew that you had a website. I'm like, you've got everything together. Like I can tell that you got all the pieces to the puzzle from the perspective that you're, you know, projecting to me. And I was like, I'll bet you he has a website. Because a lot of these young artists I asked, they're like, I don't have no website. I knew it. See, you got everything going on.
Well, you're intuitive.
Absolutely. Who do you want to show some love to? I know you give a few shout outs throughout the conversation. Anybody else?
Yeah, of course. I want to shout out my guys again. I mentioned Eris Tongue, DJ Dynamite, Easy Tommy. Also, I want to shout out my son, my middle and my youngest son.
Yeah.
Why? Because the record Slow and Sexy, the rap on it, it's featuring Nick Robb, which is my middle son.
Wow.
Okay? But my youngest son wrote the lyrics.
Wow. Okay.
And my middle son performed the rap.
So
shout out to Joshua, my youngest son, and Nicholas is his name. He goes by Nick Robb, my middle son.
Where do they live at?
They're in Nashville.
They're in Nashville as well.
Nashville too.
Amazing. I have to check them out.
Yeah.
Wow, I love the fact that you guys work together.
Oh, yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, and there's more to come with them, too. Them by themselves, or maybe even with me, too. I
have one last question for you. Shout out to K-Rob checking in from Cincinnati, Ohio, now living in Nashville, right?
Yes.
We're live. Industry's Most Wanted. Boom. Go ahead and let everybody know what makes you the industry's most wanted.
Great question. Well, you know, hey, we're gonna come with that fire, that R&B, whatever you want to call it, that soulful sound that's been missing from the industry for a while. We're gonna come with those beautiful melodies. We're gonna come with, you know, sensuality, romance, having a good time. You know, all those things that you can as an adult listen to, or you can listen to, you know, with the young folks, whatever. But we're just gonna come with that soulful fire that has been missing from the industry for a while.
Please bring real love back. It's lacking.
Yeah.
And I think you can absolutely do that through your music. It's motivating.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you, Tam.
Absolutely. One more time. Yeah. Energy. Boom. You feel that?
I feel it.
It's radiating. We up out of here, y'all.
You won't stop. Oh, said you wanna ride high to the morning light. You'll keep me coming all through